Let's compare the video conferencing experience of the Poly Studio P15, Poly Studio R30, and Poly Studio USB. We'll start with Studio P15, which is what I'm using right now. This device is really best for personal use cases like a home office or a focus room because of its narrow field of view, which you can see here. I have this device zoomed all the way out with no framing on, and it does a great job of capturing just me and not too much of my surroundings. Another thing that makes this great for a personal use case is that it has a single framing mode. So this really simplifies the overall user experience because someone just has to go in and turn the framing on or off. There's no more selection or no more decisions to make other than on or off framing, and it does a great job of capturing just me. Lastly, this camera is really tuned for home office environments similar to this, where you might have a lot of bright natural lighting, maybe not great or really dark lighting, or a lot of backlighting. Now you're seeing video and hearing audio from the Poly Studio R30, which is our USB video bar that's really designed for small group settings. And that's because it's got this nice wide 120-degree field of view, which you can see the value of in a group setting to make sure that everyone is captured. It also has multiple framing modes from Poly Director AI smart camera technology. If I wanted to get a different view of my group, I could do something like people framing, which gets a close-up shot of everyone and composites it into one stream. Or if you wanted to see one person up close, you could switch to speaker framing, which focuses in on just the active speaker and switches to someone new when they start speaking. It's so important to have the flexibility of multiple different framing modes so that you can really address and enhance productivity in every single type of meeting that you have. Now we've switched to Poly Studio USB and moved into a medium-sized room. And you'll notice the camera experience is pretty similar here. And it also has the full suite of Poly Director AI framing modes. The audio experience is the real differentiator here when it comes to Poly Studio USB in medium rooms. So you have the option to add an expansion mic, which is what we're doing here, and this really enhances the audio experience, which is so important in those mid-size rooms. This also has stereo speakers compared to the mono speaker on Poly Studio R30, and those stereo speakers really help to fill the full mid-size room with sound.